video is sponsored by Anker SOLIX. All right, so what if, now hear me out, upgrading your phone was easy as like snapping in like a new Lego piece, like bigger battery, just snap that sucker in. Another camera, just snap it in. I would buy that phone in a heartbeat. And we came like that close to actually getting it. Google made it like a decade ago. Call it Project Aura. It's a phone that was designed to be fully modular, where you could snap in the components you needed. I'm still a little bummed it never shipped. I did have a chance to see it in person, and it was as incredible as it sounds. I've been thinking a lot about that lately, because it might actually be the fix for a problem that's kind of been building at our studio for a while. One that's finally, I think, kind of hit its breaking point, and one that might literally keep us in the dark. Before I tell you about what it's doing, I'm gonna tell you what I can do for you. I've been doing this now for over 3 years. It is my favorite thing, a chance to give back. Thank you for supporting me and the channel, letting me live my dreams, give you a chance to win $500. Made it super easy. Leave me a comment down below. Tell me one time where you had a power outage and what you did. Tell me a fact about yourself or a joke. All of it is cool. Make sure there's a way to contact you though, either in that comment or on the YouTube page. Watch the video all the way through. Give it a thumbs up. Let you enter once per day to be open to anybody in the world and run for 10 days. All information will be down below. Then I got a random email from Anker. And big thank you to them. They wanted to sponsor this video and show me something that might actually fix everything. But first, let me explain why I'm being so careful about this decision. I've already made this mistake once. So this is like 2017 John. He's about to make a decision that would come back to haunt future John. So at the time, I just moved into a new house and I went all in with solar panels on the roof and 2 Tesla Powerwall 2s to store excess battery pack. And during the day, panels feed the batteries. When the grid fails, the house runs off stored power. For a while, it was perfect. It was a cheat code for blackouts. But a lot changes in 8 years. 2 kids became 3. Nate's 12 now, and he eats like a grown man. Zach's 9, and apparently never heard of turning off lights. We got 2 dogs put in a pool, and last summer, between the heat waves and the wildfires and the winds, we lost power more times than I want to count. Actually, the day that this is being filmed right now, at the end of December, this is what the weather map looks like around California. We actually have a legitimate 2% chance of getting a hurricane here. So a multi-day outage is real, and it happened. And it is not like romantic. It's not camping at home. It's the food in your fridge slowly going bad. Well, I do the math on whether or not opening the fridge door is worth it. And last summer, we lost power for 3 days during the heat wave. The solar helped, but it couldn't keep up with what we were drawing. Not with the AC running constantly. The power walls kept the essentials going for 6 to 8-ish hours before they drained faster than the panels could refill them. And probably one of the worst parts was I couldn't easily just add more capacity than what I had at the house. Because now I need backup power at the studio. This is not optional anymore. We're in the epicenter of SoCal high winds. We've got servers, security cameras, door access systems, all the stuff that dies the moment the grid goes down. And the power's out, I can't do my job. We can't film, we just sit here and wait. And it's happened more than once. Every time it does, it costs us a day or more that we can't get back. So I've been looking for a solution. Then that Anker SOLIX email popped in my inbox about something that they're calling the Anker SOLIX E10. And I've worked with Anker in the past, especially on their SOLIX line. I get pitched stuff like this all the time, and generally it's the same old story. But this one, I kind of stopped and read it again. It was modular. And you can mix and match and build what you need. And this thing really works as it says. It could be the perfect solution. Allegedly, you can just snap in more batteries. So I started digging into the Anker SOLIX E10, and the more I read this, the more I realized this is exactly what I needed at the studio and probably what I needed at the house. Here's how it works. Instead of one giant sealed battery like I have at my house that you're stuck with forever, you build out the system for yourself. Power module on top, battery modules underneath, 6 kilowatt hours each, and stack as many as you need. You can start small and then add more when life changes. That's the whole idea. That's the Project Aura thing, but for your power. 1 module gets you a few hours, 5 gets you a full day. Maxed out across 3 power units, and you're adding 90 kilowatt hours. That is generally multi-day territory. And the part that actually mattered to me, if the studio grows and we add more gear, if our power needs change drastically, I can just add capacity instead of ripping out everything, hiring an electrician, and starting over. And for recharging, you're not stuck waiting on sun. We don't have solar on the studio anyway. We can't where we are here. Hook up Anker's Smart Generator 5500. It runs on gas, propane, or natural gas, and it can feed the batteries at 5 times the fuel efficiency of a traditional generator. Or charge from the grid when the rates are low. The flexibility is really simple and real. But here's kind of the bigger thing. I've looked at modular battery systems before. On paper, they all promise the same stuff, but in practice, they tend to fall apart the moment you start asking them to do something actually hard, like run an air conditioner. We're in SoCal again. The AC at the studio is not optional. And when you got a room full of cameras and lights and computers, it becomes a sauna really fast, and you don't want to see my sweaty face on camera. And last summer at home, we lost power for 3 days. Keeping the house cool was not the only thing sort of that mattered. I don't want to relive that experience here. Most backup systems can't even start a central AC unit. When the compressor kicks on, it pulls a massive surge, usually like 4 or 5 times its running draw, sort of measured in locked in rotor amps. They call it LRA. The Anker SOLIX E10 hits 275. And turbo mode boosts output to 10 kilowatts and handles its startup surge without flinching at all. No flickering lights, no trip breakers. The AC just starts as if that's actually the way it was supposed to. That way we can keep shooting through an outage instead of sweating in the dark. That was awesome. But big battery packs kind of make people nervous. Am I just substituting having power for like starting a fire and burning down the studio? I don't think I'm being dramatic here. I've seen videos. Battery fires are very, very real. And I'm not installing something in the studio where we store thousands of dollars of gear, where my team works every day if there's a question about safety. So, certifications for the E10. It passed UL 9540A, which is basically where they torture these batteries on purpose. Thermal runaway, fire propagation, worst case scenarios. They see if it stays sort of contained. It's the strictest residential battery safety standard in the US. It's actually the first compact system to clear it. It's also rated NEMA 4, so that's things like extreme heat, freezing temperatures, rain, dust, everything. That's not hypothetical, those are real things. So it can handle real loads, and it's not going to burn the studio down, but it's smart enough to manage itself. Or am I gonna be babysitting this thing every time the power flickers? And that is where I'm cautiously optimistic. So they added a feature called Storm Guard that tracks weather and sort of tops your batteries off before a storm hits. And when the grid drops, switchover happens in like 20-ish milliseconds, so you don't even notice. There's auto load management that prioritizes critical circuits during an outage, so the AC and sort of essential equipment keep running, while stuff you don't need gets dialed back. And for running on a generator, handle its own maintenance. Self-test, reminders, automatic startup when the batteries need help, it does it all for you. That sounds great, but I haven't tested any of this yet. And honestly, the app probably needs a little bit of work. It's functional, and it does take some time to figure out. Hoping software improves over time. Anker's been really good at iterating on that stuff, but right now, I don't think that app stuff is gonna win any awards. So, power, promising safety, solid smarts, there's gotta be like a catch, right? Cost? These systems are not cheap. You're making a real investment. You're buying into Anker SOLIX ecosystem. Their platform, their roadmap, their software. They're newer to home energy than Tesla or Enphase. That's sort of just the reality of it. I've used Anker products for years and I do trust the brand, but this is a different category for them. Anker SOLIX claims you can cut your electricity bill by up to 80% with daily use. And storing solar, dodging peak rates, I can see how that might actually work, especially in California, where utility companies seem to sort of get offended when you use electricity. We see campaigns on TV. It's like, turn off all your stuff, but also buy electric cars. I haven't run the numbers myself yet. 8 years ago, I bought what felt like the smartest option available. But it worked until life changed and the system couldn't keep up. I'm not making that same mistake again here. We're putting the Anker SOLIX E10 at the studio, and if it delivers, it'll power everything that you see on camera and off. If it doesn't, I'll tell you that too. It's not about how much power you have today. It's becoming more about whether or not you can add power to it tomorrow. This system is not out yet, I should say too. You gotta check out an early version. If you wanna check it out, early access link is below. $10 will hold your spot, $500 off at launch, plus a free solar panel worth about $900. Check it out down below. Anker's a brand I think a lot of people trust, and they trust it for a reason. If you're in the market for battery packs, you've dealt with blackouts, I would start here.